And we are live again. Hello again, guys. Welcome to our broadcast. Let me welcome my partner here, Marcelo. Hello there, Marcelo.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
And let us welcome our guest artist, the amazing mangaka we have been waiting all for, Daromeon. How is everything going with you, Daromeon?
Everything's going fine. Hey, Andrew and Marcelo. Is Andrew your first name or Henry?
Andrew is my first name.
Okay. Oh, hi, Andrew and Marcelo. Is that pronounced that correctly? Marcelo, okay.
Yes. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Well, pleasure to meet you, too.
Well, first,
people are watching?
Yeah, feel free to speak and tell what you want.
Yeah, I was just curious how many people were watching.
We actually start with 0, but people will come.
Okay, I mean, they could watch the recording and stuff, so...
Yeah. I'm recording this, so we can air it back on YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we first are going to start asking you unscripted questions before we head to the actual ones.
Okay.
We send them to you.
Questions, okay.
Yeah. The first question is, what is your secret origins?
Not my real origin,
your secret origins. Every superhero or a character in a comics or manga have secret origins. So
okay. So like when did I got bit by a spider and things like that?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh,
got it.
Boy. Okay. Let me see.
Your birthplace, the school you attended.
How about this? Since I'm the first, you told me that was the first Japanese artist to come on your show.
Uh-huh.
And this is an actual fact. 2 of my grandparents have been exposed by radiation from the A-bomb. And somehow that made me mutate into that gave me superpowers.
So, how did you start? As an artist.
As an artist.
This is the secret origins. This is the secret origins. Since when did you start drawing? Since when did you start writing your own stories?
I guess I started drawing. I mean, like every kid out there, a lot of kids out there starts out drawing when they're like 3 or 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it just happens to me. It just happens that I never stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's true. That happened to me too.
Right.
Same here.
So I didn't know you're an artist too, Marcelo.
Yes, I'm a comic book artist also.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We both are comic book artists.
Oh, so you you both are comic book artists.
Yeah.
Can you give me a link afterwards with your work?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
So head with the next question, Marcelo.
Okay, give me a second. Okay, what are your weapons of choice? And this refers to materials of drawing, any kind of things that you really enjoy using when you draw.
Well, I use my Cintiq, if you know what a Cintiq is.
Yes.
A Cintiq.
Yes.
If you want me to go through my software, it's Paint Tool Sci most of the time, some Photoshop. I also do video things and animation, so I use Photoshop, Adobe After Effects, and things like that too. If I'm drawing on paper, I'll use what you call a G pen. I'm not sure if that's familiar.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The G pen, yeah.
Pen, Maru pen, and things like that. I also I paint also using acrylic paint. But I'm not. Yeah,
acrylic paint.
Right, acrylic paint. I use acrylic paint a lot, but the brushes I use, I'm not. I don't really care about the brush. I'll use any brush.
Well,
What type of paper do you usually use when you are using traditional, like in paper? The B4 or A4?
B4.
Ah, I see.
For manga is B4 always. Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
okay.
when you're used to B4, A4 is kind of small and tight.
I see.
so okay, with the next one, every artist or every writer has a secret identity. For me, if I didn't be an artist, I would be a chef.
A chef, okay.
Yeah, Marcelo would be a singer or
A singer.
songwriter. He does like to play music. So, what is your secret identity?
If I didn't draw, right? I mean,
yes.
If I didn't draw, I probably would like try the career as like either an actor or a comedian.
Oh, that's very nice.
I would have sucked at it.
I see.
Okay, hit on the next one, man.
Okay. So you like a manga artist. What are the challenges have you faced in your career?
The challenges I'm facing in my career,
or did you face in the past?
That I faced in the past. Well, I've brought my works to the publishers, and I've experienced all those. If you ever have you ever watched Bakuman?
Yes.
So you bring your work to the publisher, and the editor might like it or not like it, right? And they didn't like it, and I experienced that multiple times. I tried to self-publish, but never had any. Didn't sell as much. What else? The typical stuff.
Yeah, I see. Yes. I see.
Well,
are you a villain or a superhero?
Am I a villain or a superhero? People, when they read Kengan Ashura, right? I think a lot of people assume that I'm like very muscular and stuff, and they look at the actual me, and I all not fit and stuff. So that would make me given a characteristic of a villain, I guess.
I see. This is great.
I'm trying to trick people for something.
This is great. And you first, my friend.
Yeah, we are going to start with the scripted questions, right, Marcel?
Yes, but I think for the audience, it's a good idea that share a little bit about your work, so people they're watching the first time this video know who you are.
Right.
And
okay.
Yeah.
I'm Daromeon. That's probably not an easy pronunciation because I'm not really sure how to pronounce it in English pronunciations. It's Daromeon in Japanese pronunciation. Anyway, it's Daromeon. One of my famous work is called Kengan Ashura. There's a Netflix animated adaptation that you could watch on Netflix. I only do the artwork for the original manga. The story is done by someone else. He's called Yavako Sandrovich. And the manga is mainly about fighting.
Martial arts.
Martial arts.
Fighting. Yeah, it's like some mangas or animes out there are about fighting, but not about martial arts, because they could be more fantasy based. Kengan Ashura is more some people might say it's still fantasy, but it's more in the reality base, and it's more about martial arts and specific movements that
I see.
you can actually do.
That's
Now,
very cool.
some people might have doubts about it because some characters move their hairs. You know, it's more it's more reality based compared to, say, Dragon Ball.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I see.
I really watched the part with the anime about there was a fight, and I remember watching finger breaking and hands breaking, and the guys are still fighting and doesn't care about anything.
Right.
So it's hype. I really encourage all our Egyptian fans that are watching us here and the Mexicans too to see and watch this anime, and after they watch the anime, really attend and read the manga. Well, first, let's start with the scripted questions. How did you start your career, Daromeon?
How I started my career. Well, I lived in the United States for 14 years, and then came back to Japan to go to an art school. And one of the graduates of the art school was a professional mangaka, and he did some manga assistants. Now, should I go on to explain what a manga assistant is, or is
sure? We all know the manga, but feel free.
Yeah, a manga assistant is like a staff member that works with the mangaka. That they draw like the backgrounds or the speed lines, sometimes the characters itself. So not only the mangaka doing the whole drawing. And this graduate person needed some manga assistants, and so I applied for it. So that's when I first had any influence on the manga industry, I guess. Right. So, and then I stayed there for like 8 years.
Wow.
And I did, like I said before, I did make my own work and try to apply to the publisher, but the publisher didn't like it. So what I started doing was making like kind of like a meme video, drawing memes and stuff.
I see.
On it's called Nico Nico video. It's like a Japanese YouTube Nico Nico video. I started uploading those things on Nico Nico video, and then
how many times did you try to
go to the publisher?
With the publisher, yeah.
Not as much as I should. Maybe like I think it was like 3 official ones or 3. I had like I had editors watch it, not at a publisher building, but at events and stuff. So I could have tried more. I should have, but I didn't. And so I started uploading these videos, and I got like good enough attention to it, to the point where the Nico Nico, the people who runs the Nico Nico video thing, the service, they said they're going to start a manga service, and they wanted people who were uploading the videos, and they contacted me. So that then there is I started a manga series called Catch Up Ninja at that service in Nico Nico video. Catch Up Ninja didn't receive like any popularity or anything. I only had like, I don't know, maybe like 200 readers maybe, which wasn't enough, so it got canceled. But one of the editors it's like my kid.
I think
okay. One of the editors, who's working with me for Kengan Ashura right now, still currently, was watching Catch Up Ninja, and he I don't know if he liked the story, but he liked the artwork.
Oh, I see.
So then he contacted me And he said he had like a project, right?
Mhm.
And we had the story. We have the guy who could write the story, but we don't have someone who could do the artwork. 持ってくこれ。持っていかない持っていかない。早くこれやってよ。これはやらないの。And so that's how I began to work on Kengan Ashura. I had no understanding of martial arts whatsoever.
Wow. So you just basic reference for creating this, or you create all this from your imagination?
Played games or what?
Well, no. Since both the editor and the Sandwich Avical are experienced in martial arts, they actually like every fight, even till now, every fight they simulate the fight.
Oh,
with real action.
Oh, that's cool.
In front of me. They simulate action right in front of me.
Ah, that's so nice. That's so nice.
So then when they do that, they realize that certain moves don't work as intended. So we change the movements as we watch, as they do these things.
No.
That's so cool.
So you do have to record these fights so you can review them later.
Right, I take photos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, videos are fine, but it's hard to search the good parts, And it's not they don't do the whole thing just now. Because at this point, I'm kind of experienced with martial arts just by drawing. I've never moved myself. So kind of. So they just do the hard parts or parts that might be harder to draw and things like that. But
I see.
So I just take photos.
This is very cool. When you started your first projects, you work alone. You start making all the manga alone, or you also have in Manga Assistant when you started.
When I started Kengan Ashura, episode 1 was mostly done by myself. I didn't have any assistants. I had a lot of friends of mine draw too, so I had friends help me.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to find assistants through the internet. So there's actually a matching site on the internet where it's like Tinder, like manga Tinder. I'm looking for an assistant. I'm looking for a mangaka to work so I can work with, and then you match up.
This is a Japanese site?
Yes, it is. And oh man, it took so long. It took maybe 3 years to actually have enough numbers of assistants. Till that, those 3 years, I was working overtime every day. I didn't get enough sleep.
Wow,
it was hell.
How many assistants
am I allowed to cuss in this stream?
Sorry?
Am I for example, am I allowed to say the F word?
Yes, I think so. Yes, I think so.
just in case.
Yes, of course. Yeah, everyone is in. We are friends here, so don't worry.
Well, how can a mangaka apply his manga to publishers?
To publishers, well, like I said, you could. By the way, so I bought these manga magazines that you could buy in a convenience store here in Japan. Now that is an underage girl in swimsuits. It could be child pornography in some countries, so be careful. Every magazine has at least one page advertising a manga award you could apply to. So it has all the the phone numbers or the requirements, how many pages it should be. every magazine has at least one page that says that has the information.
Oh, I see.
So if there's like a magazine that you are like personally want to have a series on, buy the magazine, look for the page that has the requirements, and then you work on so if you have your own manga made, right? It doesn't have to even though it says the requirements is like, say, I don't know, 24 pages and you made a 30-page manga, doesn't really matter. Just call the publisher to a certain, like, just search the internet, call the publisher, say that you gotta have to speak Japanese in the first place. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we know that.
Yeah, of course.
Call the publisher, and then they would probably, even if it's 30 pages, even if they want 24 pages and you have 30 pages, they would probably like read it. If you go there, there's a lot of publishers where they don't have physical books anymore, physical paper, just online or like a smartphone app. You could still call them or email them, then scan your I don't know, have your work on JPG or something, and then you could send it to them. They would probably, if they like it enough, they'll contact you. What else can you do?
That's very cool. Very cool.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, I counted. There's a website that lists every award you could apply to currently, right? And I counted the awards you could apply to at this month. There was 50 awards in Japan.
Wow.
50 awards.
Which means this month there's gonna be at least 50 new mangakas debuting on debut. This will be their first commercial
wow
thing, right?
But all these publishers accept only Japanese language, right? Not English ones.
Right. Not English ones. And not all new mangas are through awards. I never got an award. So they say that about 1,000 new mangas appears every year.
Wow. This is a big industry over there in Japan.
Right. But only like maybe about 10 would like survive the next 10 years.
Wow.
Depending on what, 10 years.
Right.
That's very interesting.
Depending on the story, depending on the art, depending on...
It could be any aspect. I mean, right.
Okay, so head to the next question, Marcelo.
Okay. A second.
I hope my English is doing okay. I hope my English is not off.
Well, I wanted to make like an extra question. How do you decide what to delegate to your manga assistant? Like, you are the main artist, and how do you decide? It's only what is convenient for you, or there's a specific traditional process to do this?
There really isn't any traditional process. Every manga has their own way. Manga assistants have their specialties and their what do you call it? Their difficulties. Some assistants are good at drawing backgrounds. Some assistants are good at like making shadows. So I try to have each assistant do what they're most good at.
I see. This is very nice.
So what are the steps you are making while working? Steps while working on a page.
Okay. It's not like I start working on one blank paper and then finish the page till it's all done and then go to the next page. That's not how it works. Well, it starts out with me receiving a name. Now, I think I need to explain what a name is. You might know what a name is, but a name is like a storyboard.
Mm-hmm. Layouts and storyboard.
Layout, like kind of like a layout and storyboard that was drawn by Yabako Sandrovich. What I do is I redraw the layouts myself first. I do like two to three episodes at once, so that's like 60 pages of layouts at once.
Wow.
Then I send that to the editor, and the editor and the writer might have opinions about it. That's where we do the live action thing.
I see.
We check if the moves are connect or not. So for example, a character does a left jab, right? And then in the original layout, the character then does like a left kick. But then if you actually try to move like that, it doesn't kind of work out because you're going left and left. It's easier to go left and right kick.
Left and right, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. The exaggerated, simplified explanation. But things like that. And I'm not a martial artist guy. I don't understand if that works or not. So I just draw it with my art style. And so watching the live action thing, and then we talk about it, and then we change stuff. We change stuff. So I have to go home and change a lot of those 60 pages, right? So I change a lot of 60 pages, send it back. They revise it. I have to make other changes. So I change another 60 pages. So that's like half of what I do, I guess.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, that's it's not just the choreography of the fights. It's how easy if it's easier to read for the readers and stuff like that. We go over a lot of things, and to the point where I can point out where they could do better in other mangas, like paneling and stuff. I mean, a lot of mangas out there, when I read it, I could point out where I think they could do better, art-wise. Not like figure art-wise, but like paneling and how they place the bubbles.
And the page motion, the workflow of the page.
Right. And after that, so that's 60 pages of rough draft. And then now, since everything's online, I used to have the staff members come to my house and work here, but everything's online right now with COVID and stuff.
Yep.
I send these 60 pages. I actually upload it on Google Drive. And then I contact these people, my assistants, to start working on them right after I finish these rough drafts. There's a lot of things to work on before I run my first pen. So they start working on it. And I try to be as fast so that they have enough job work to do. I mean, I have this I actually have some of my staff members do the characters too. So you might give compliments to my artwork, but that could be a work of my assistant.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah. And so the pen, the lines of the characters, the backgrounds, the speed lines, the effects. And they come back to me, right, through online, right? And then I check the whole thing again for one episode. and then I send it to the editor. The same thing comes again. Actually, the editor has opinions with the final product too, so I have to go. They tell me what I should change. I change it. I revise it, then send it again. Revise it, send it again. That's about the process where I go for each episode. Then I have 2 more episodes before I start another rough draft.
I see.
So you do this weekly or monthly?
This is weekly.
Oh,
so you do 60 pages in a week?
No. I do 60 pages of rough draft once every 3 weeks.
I see.
Then that takes that takes up a week. Then I use the other 2 weeks to finish off 3 episodes.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what is your kind of regular schedule in the day? How you organize your day to be able to?
My day. Well, my day is really random. Sometimes I wake up and the sun is setting.
I see.
It's really random.
This is the life of everyone, I think. Yes.
Yeah. It should be more. I think it should be more neat, and I should wake up when the sun rises. I think I should work out. Run a little, do some push-ups, maybe.
I see.
I should be doing that. I know I should be doing that.
Do you ever take day off?
Rarely.
Oh.
Rarely.
Oh.
But also you enjoy it so much. So who wants to rest, right? I don't take rest too. I work all week. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though there are timings where I could rest, I would draw something else anyways. So
yes,
you might consider that a rest. You might consider that a work.
Yes.
Well, head to the next one, Marcelo.
Can you share how do you get the idea and why do you create Kengan Ashura?
Well, since I think I said before that the project was already there when I arrived. The writer Javak Sandrovich came up with the whole idea. I just do the artwork, so there isn't much that I'm involved concerning with the idea and stuff like that. The only original thing that I came up for Kengan Ashura is Muteba. Muteba used to be a Russian guy. And the editor wanted the visual of the Russian guy wasn't scary enough. The editor wanted a more not scary, but a strong looking guy. The editor wanted someone who you could tell is strong just by looking at them. And I just decided to have this African dude with tattoos all over him. Now that could be something racial and stuff like that, but I don't know. I don't have any racial problems against any color of skin or anything like that. No, I just think it would look stronger.
I see. This is very cool.
Does the editors interfere with the event? What both you and the writer had in mind with the characters?
I don't want to use the word interfere, kind of negative,
I see.
And since I'm not into martial arts, but the editor is, and the editor loves martial arts manga. So he has this like an idea of like this like fantasy 100%. I assume that every like martial arts manga he reads, some parts of it he thinks should be some other way. So he has this image of this perfect martial arts manga. And I don't have that. I don't have that kind of image. So I think it's fair to say that he's like one of the authors, the editor. Yeah.
This is very nice.
Instead of saying interfere, he's heavily involved.
So it's like a creative team. You have
actually, a lot of editors in Japan are a creative team.
This is very cool.
Okay, next question, Marcelo.
Yeah, 1 second. So you already mentioned how you apply to publishers in the awards in the magazines. And nowadays in Japan, there's other way not using this method, or you can apply in directly in conventions. I think this is another option. What other options there are for publishers? They are not Japanese, maybe.
Well, everything's online right now. Kengan Ashura is mainly through a smartphone app. Most readers read it through a smartphone app, since it's not published in physical material, physical paper. I forgot what the title. I forgot the name of the website, but I heard there's this website you could post your manga, and then if you get enough viewers, I think it was in English.
Webtoon, maybe. Webtoon, maybe.
Webtoon, yeah. I think it was maybe. Really sure. Yeah. So there's things like that. You could always self-publish.
What is kind of like the usual format that you're seeing right now in this application? There's like I mentioned this page, Webtoon. They changed the format to be able to use in the phone. It's like a very long kind of page that you just slide up.
Okay.
Is this the same format, or you just see the page in the phone screen like regular B4 size, and you
right. The format I'm on, you scroll left to right, I guess, like that. Left to right.
I see.
So that's it. So that's in like a standard, traditional manga thing. You could. So it's based so that you could put it into a volume like this. It's hard to do the flipping up from down to up. To turn that into like a book like this, it's kind of hard. You have to. I think you have to like alter the pages, or maybe set the panels in a different way.
Yes.
Which will not. I don't think would work as good. It's either you forget about the physical book and alter there must be like a certain way of making the panels to make it easier to read from scrolling up to down.
Yes.
But you can't apply that same rule to a physical book. You can't. You either have to. You have to take one. You can't. I don't think you could take both. I mean, you can, but it won't be good enough. So.
Well, actually, I've been working on my own project that will be applied on Webtoon and Buzz. I made the whole page as a standard comic page from 2 panels to 6 panels. But when I scan it and apply it in Clip Studio Paint and Photoshop, I isolate each panel into a single page to Webtoon and to Buzz. This is the only way I can do this and transform a page ready for printing to be ready for Webtoon for the same standard ways that Webtoon and us use.
Right, but yeah, but see, the concern I have with that is where the reader's eyes would be positioned.
As for the comic page, you are going from left to right, left to right, left to right. Then you flip the page. While in the Webtoon, I have to isolate each panel, so the reader will have to scroll.
Right, up to down.
Yeah. One of the benefits that I have a friend, his name is Alex, and he already released like 3 issues in Webtoon. And what he mentioned is that he has the same like Andrew, two versions, like the one that is for printed version or traditional, and this kind of new version of Webtoon, which is kind of beneficial because it's also have like an award, and you can get contact with a publisher there.
Right.
And the benefit when you separate each panel is that, for example, you have a moment that is crucial in the action in the panel, so you just separate the panel from the last one, and you have this kind of moment that can be more dramatic, probably.
Right.
And keep it like this, or a very kind of panoramic shot that you want to extend more impact. But this is only exclusive for digital. This is like yes, this is the reason why. Yeah.
Right, you can't have 3 blank pages.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yes. Yes, exactly.
Well, so how did you apply your manga to Netflix?
Well, I personally didn't do anything. The publisher did a hard job, I guess. Mm-hmm. They had a hard time looking for they first had to collect money, and they had to collect people who would invest for the anime, right? Mm-hmm. So, but a lot of they had a hard time because a lot of people didn't want to invest. They didn't think it would be popular enough. Most people thought they would lose money instead of gaining money if they invest, because you saw the whole 24 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Episode 24 ends in the middle of a tournament, and that's even about 24 episodes. Most animes are if they do one season, it's 12 episodes. So most people would want to invest in an anime that would kind of neatly finish in 12 episodes, and then the story might go on, but maybe finish one arc.
Yeah, I
in
see.
12 episodes, and then plus not changing too much from the original manga.
I see.
So if you apply that to Kengan Ashura, having a neat finish within 12 episodes is pretty much impossible because it will be in the middle of a tournament. What they did was they set Ryan as a last boss, and having the defeat of Ryan to be a neat, one story, even though it's in the middle of a tournament. That's what they did. So most people who didn't want to invest money was because it's hard to put it into a 12 episode. Even if it's a 24 episode, it would be hard. And in order to do that, they have to change a lot of stuff from the original manga. But everyone knows that they don't want too many changes for the original manga. So that's why they had a hard time.
So since the beginning, you have to kind of make a script that is it will look good in 12 chapters in anime.
Actually, that is the case. Now, some artists might not give any, some artists might not give a fuck about it.
Yeah, yes.
I
see. So basically, you have to kind of consider it. If it's also you can finish in 12 chapters, but also you have the potential to do more.
Right. So
Yes.
I say like if you could come to like a clean stop in like 4 volumes as a manga, that would be a good enough length for a 12 episode anime.
I see.
Oh, the next question, Marcelo.
Okay, 1 second. One moment, please. Oh, greetings from Russia, by the way.
Greetings from Russia. Hello there.
Okay, so let me see. So it's possible you like a manga artist to be self-published in Japan? There is like your favorite page to do this?
Wait, can you repeat that again?
Do you have any favorite method to self-publish in Japan your own manga? If you were not working like in these projects and you want to start to do your own work,
self-publish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you aware of comic market in Japan?
Oh, comic market, yes.
We don't fully know the comic market in Japan, but we understand that you got 2 major shonen magazines in Japan, as I recall, and I don't know if this is right or wrong.
The publishers don't really has nothing to do with the comic market. Comic market just happens to be one of the biggest. I don't know how to you know what a doujinshi is? Well, doujinshi is like a self-published magazine. So a doujinshi event. It just happens to be one of the biggest doujinshi event, and it takes 2 times a year, one in summer, one in winter. And they might have changed it recently, but it's mostly 3 days and 10,000 amateur mangakas. Well, not everyone's a mangaka. Some do videos, some make games, but 10,000 artists.
Wow.
Every day. So that's 30,000 artists for each event. 30,000 amateur artists sell their own self-published.
Like Comic-Con.
Right, but isn't Comic-Con more based on like official stuff?
Yeah, Comic-Con is like a mixture of different disciplines like animation, comics, manga, video games.
Self-published, officials.
Yeah.
Do amateurs have their own booth and stuff like that?
They have like a small section of the event which is called Artist Alley, and there you can take your own. You have your own booth, and you take your own books and self-publish. You can talk with the readers. You can interact with them. You talk about your project. So this is very interesting to be like this. Great artists started in Artist Alley. And now they're working with the big companies like I don't know, Marvel or other companies in America. They started in Artist Alley, which is just basically 2 just corridors where you put your table and you share.
Okay, so I guess it's like a huge artist alley.
Wow, this is amazing.
30,000 artists.
Oh my God, those. Sorry for interrupt.
That just happens to be the largest doujinshi event. There's a doujinshi event like every other week in Japan.
Wow. Those the doujinshis are only specific, like they're original stories that you write, or they're based in other manga projects that you want to put like an
fan art, right?
Like fan art.
A lot of them are fan art. But there's plenty of amounts of original. There are events that are only original mangas. That one is they do the event like every other month, so it's 6 times every year. So you could basically do like a series, your own series every other month, published, that kind of thing. And there's a lot of online stuff also. So
that's very cool. Another question. When for example, let's talk that I like a specific series that I really like, and I want to make a doujinshi about this, like a fun art.
Right.
Is this affects the original manga artist, the original creator, or is completely okay to do whatever you want to the script, base it in this original manga?
Am I okay? Is that like a question if most mangas are okay with the fan art, or
yes, exactly, yeah,
like legally, or
yeah.
A lot, like you said, in Artist Alley, some people make it very big, right?
Yes.
And there's a lot of artists that came out from these fan art communities. So most mangas are okay with it.
Oh, that's very nice.
Some companies are not okay with it. Like very few. For example, Konami.
No.
They don't like fan art.
Yeah, I see.
No Konami.
So some of them you have to kind of evade, but other than that, most of them are okay. For example, Fate, the animated series Fate.
Yeah, we know. I know Fate.
Yeah, Fate was an indies game that started in comic market.
Wow.
Things are totally different in our countries, Marcelo. We are not allowed to draw any original characters created by Marvel or DC.
Yeah,
we may go to prison if we did so.
Yeah, definitely. In Mexico, we don't have that so huge industry and opportunities to comic book artists or yeah. We have a big kind of convention here. It's called La Mole. And which is getting very big, and there's a lot of self-publishers, artists there. Most right now, the movement in comic books in Mexico is online. What you start to publish online in a platform of your choice, and after a while, maybe when you finish the first volume, you go to an event, and this you publish, you print it, and then you repeat the process. Sometimes those of this also go to Netflix or go. I think one famous comic book go to Netflix or go to other platforms.
Wow.
But it's not as active and as big like in Japan or America. Yeah, so it's like this.
Okay, I would really like to go visit one of those events.
Yeah, this will be very cool. You know, I can share some information because in Mexico there's this is a blooming of artists that want to become a comic book artist or they want to do this, and artists like you, they're very welcome in these events. Very welcome. There's a large audience right now in Mexico. They are very interested. They want to know manga artists from Japan. So yeah, definitely, I can maybe share after the contact from these big events, and definitely you will have a door open there. Absolutely, I think so.
Okay, no, I don't have like really much time to go visit Mexico at this point, but maybe years ahead.
Of course, yes.
Well, we are going to head to the last question we got here, which is there any tips and tricks you would like to share with our audience?
Tips. Okay. There's one I kind of explained in my own stream. Wait, let me try to. Is this showing?
Yeah, it's showing. During screen.
Like in reality-based artwork, when you draw like shadows on a figure or something, and you want them to have solidity, you have these lines like this.
Mm-hmm.
What I do in Kengan is not draw the lines. I select the area in a zigzag.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know if you could show the. I think if you could see the zigzag here.
I see it.
I see.
I select and then cut it out.
Oh, this is very nice.
It's cool.
Saves a lot of time.
Right.
A lot of time.
If you try, see what I just did before, there was like this space in between.
Yes.
So what you have to do is kind of go like you have to make sure it's all clean and
symmetry and other
there's
stuff
a better
like
way
that.
of doing it. Maybe I'm not good enough, but I just ended up doing this area selection thing, and then it could go like this.
I see.
This is the golden tip you're sharing with our aspiring artists here. Actually, you guys, you should be paying for this interview.
You just saved me like 8 years of my life because I can finally go outside now. This is very nice.
Yeah, it's so cool, actually. Well, at the end of this interview, we are really happy about those answers, about those tips and tricks we learned from Daromeon. We enjoyed our time really talking with you and learning about the Kengan Ashura universe and the behind the scenes of making manga in Japan. So many thanks again to you, Daromeon.
Thank you. Oh, it's my the honor is mine. Yeah.
Honor is all that. Thanks to you too, Marcelo.
Yes, of course. I really enjoyed this. It's a pleasure to meet you. And this is great.
Yeah. Well, thanks you guys for watching. Looking forward for our next week interview. Stay focused, stay tuned, and many thanks again, and goodbye.
Goodbye.